and welcome to Add More Zest. It's Rebecca, also known as 4Kids at 147. I'm trying to get myself set up with the smaller Heaven and Earth design that I'm doing. I did one section on camera, I haven't done any more. I know the canvas, I say small, it's not small at all, but it's smaller than, of course, my big one. Now this canvas is a lot longer than it needs to be, and that was due to, you know, the price difference. It was actually cheaper to get one that was a ready-made size and bigger than it was to get one custom made. But I do want to at least complete the first row before I think about cutting it down. Now this one only has 15 different colours, but if I remember rightly from when I last did this, I struggled because I started with a light colour and I actually struggled to find out where it was that I'd done compared to not done, because I was putting a light colour down on the canvas. So I am going to start with the dark colours on this one. So I'm going to start with the likes of 310, because of course that's dark. And I'm going to see how I go placing those. It's also that it has got a 10 grid on this canvas, but of course it's not as dark as the one that I drew on my big Heaven and Earth designs. So it takes a little bit to get used to. So I'm going to see how this goes, and if I need to draw on the lines, albeit not straight, I can do. But I'm going to go with the darker sections, darker colours. There's only 15, so it's easy enough to sort of move up and down the symbol chart. But I am also kind of struggling with, because it's not as thin as my main Heaven and Earth designs, it's kind of hard to get everything in the screen because the canvas is still going that way. It's rolled round a piece of pipe lagging here and continues on. I think it'll be easier when I can cut the canvas down, possibly, depending on how far across I go. But we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And I have got you can just see the corner of my case, which is where the diamonds are held. But because there is less colours, I shouldn't have to take things in and out quite as often. I won't have to tip diamonds in and out quite as often. That's my thought anyway. We'll see if it transpires to be the same thing. Okay, so this one I want 3 across and 1 down. I'm trying to do it by each square at the moment, and literally doing each 10 by 10 grid and whatever I need to do in that to try and stop, you know, the fear of getting lost or putting diamonds in the wrong place. So 3 across there and then 4. I also need to load up your guys' questions as well. If you do ever leave a comment, just a little note to say, if you ever leave a comment on YouTube, especially on one of the WIP Chats, and you've not yet had, you know, any response, i.e., you know, a heart or anything like that, it's because your comment is pending a WIP Chat. I tend to go through giving, you know, little hearts on the comments as I answer them while I'm filming the WIP Chat. So don't panic if you've not had a response or some form of response, it will get discussed in a WIP and chat, and then you'll get your response in the WIP and chat, and the response will come as I'm filming. Okay, let me get them loaded up, otherwise I'm going to get carried away with all these blacks and I'm still not going to have done them. So I'm going to scroll down all the way, because I do know that there is one left over from the Mr. Quackers, which is a question from Margaret. So she said, am I right that you do have to subscribe to your new second YouTube channel to be able to receive notifications to see your unboxings on that new channel? Yeah, if you want to receive notifications about the videos, then I'm pretty sure you do need to be subscribed. So there is a link. I'm pretty sure there's a link. If not, there will be when I edit this. When I edit this video, there is a link to my second YouTube channel, which launches on the 1st of August. I think it will primarily be an unboxing channel. Okay, I hadn't gone across enough on that one. It will primarily be unboxings from various different companies, but that may change in the future. That's my plans at the beginning. But yeah, that will launch on the 1st. It's quite exciting. Got a very big unboxing for the first video. So do be sure to check out that link and get yourself subscribed so that you're ready for when those videos come. And in turn, there will be a bit more of a variety on this channel. There will still be some unboxings, but not as many. You'll find a lot of them on the second channel. But there will be a few more little mini series on this channel. Starting with my tips and tricks series, which has started, though there'll be more often. You'll see tips and tricks videos on this channel. I'm trying to get to 100 little tips and tricks to help diamond painters. And we'll see how well it goes. And there may be some that you've seen before, that I've mentioned before in other videos. It may be ones that you've seen and forgotten. It may be ones that you've never seen before. There's some that I thought a few people had seen, but there were quite a few responses that they hadn't seen it before. So I'm hoping there's something in there for everybody, whether you're new to diamond painting or not. And I have created a playlist for it, and I have created a section on my website for it, for you to be able to find the videos with pictures and thumbnails and all that sort of stuff, so that you can keep up to date. Just colouring in all this black, and I do keep ticking the box to say that I've completed them on the squares. Oh. Yeah, so yeah, you do. She says it was nice that Diamond Studio Art offered us a discount. Yes. So in my Mr. Quackers WIP and Chat, I did mention the discount that has been offered by Diamond Art Studio UK, which is Zest 10, to get you 10% off. And I know they have loads of exciting new pictures, loads of things to come as well. They actually only launched in January of this year, so there are many, many more things to come. A bit like us, there's many things in the pipeline that are all being worked on, that we hope to bring to all you guys as soon as possible. Thank you all so much for your support with the mint green tray, which is the tray that I am using on this video. It sold out in under 12 hours. I haven't worked out exactly how many hours it took for it to sell out, but it sold out quicker than the purple one did, and we had more of them than we did for the purple one. The purple filament gave us quite a few more not suitable prints than the mint green one did, and yeah, it sold out even quicker. So we are listening to all your guys' suggestions as well. We did find that having it as a coming soon on the website with the wish list option and the chance for you all to, you know, sign up your emails to be able to be notified when they were available worked out a lot better. Many people that had even been checking the website themselves. Oh, okay, so I've just gone to place a diamond and I've just realised, oh, I thought I'd placed a 310 in the wrong space. I actually haven't. What I've done is I've not marked it. So let me mark those grey I did, go back and mark that black, and then go back to the grey. Yeah, the wish list and the option to put your email in seemed to work really, really well. I know there has been a couple of comments for people saying that they didn't get the email. I don't know what's happened there, because the emails are sent out automatically and they're sent to all. So we don't choose which email gets a notification, for example. It is sent to everybody on the list. We didn't in any way, you know, we didn't look through the list or whatever, so we can't, and we don't have a record of that list now, so I can't check whether a certain person's name was on there to be sent one, just because of the way the back end of the website's set up. But I do suggest you check any spam folders, anything like that, any junk mails. If you do find it in there, then put our website as and the address that it came from, maybe in your address book or an approved sender, so that nothing happens in the future, to ensure that you do keep getting what you do in the future. It actually goes into your inbox and you get the sign up message. I know some website providers, some email providers, can be a little bit more choosy on who they think is junk than others are. So I am sorry if you didn't get an email notification. There were more people that requested to be emailed than there was trays available. So we do note that demand is high, and we're trying to work with that to make it so that people aren't disappointed. We do also note that some people would prefer a couple of colours to be launched at once, so that if they do want both, they can save on shipping. So I have taken note of that as well, and we may look to we're going to have a look at what's going to work in regards to maybe launching more than one tray, or maybe anything that we're going to launch as being new, so whether that just be trays or whether it actually be other items, of launching them all around the same time. So it might be more than one limited tray, or it might be a tray and a couple of other things that we've got in the works. We're going to look at both of those sort of options so that people can save on shipping with things if they want, because we do get, you know, we only charge shipping at cost. There is only a tiny packing charge on small orders. Some orders we actually lose out on postage, but yeah, we want to make it fair to everybody and try and make it easier to everybody. So that is all stuff that we're going to look at. We just get very eager to share with you guys new things. You know, we don't like the idea of a new colour tray being ready and not letting you know and holding it until there's a second lot ready. But we'll see how things go. We are going to take that on board and try and make it work for everybody. And in turn, launching 2 trays at once may mean that, you know, there's the options there so that people can maybe choose a colour if they're not wanting both, which means that there's a colour there for somebody else to get, and maybe they'll last a little bit longer for people so that everybody can get them. There's just only so many printing hours in the day. The first half of the trays disappeared in more time than it actually takes, less time than it takes to print a tray. They went that quick. But we definitely have got some plans that we're going to try and build up to some things, especially one of the things that we've been plotting and planning is going to be sort of a big launch of a few different things around October. So yeah, we've been working on all of them, but we have thought about what you said. Anne-Marie says, my son's first word was cake. So he prefers cake. Awesome. I'm with him. Cake. I love it. Okay, 413. Let me put some diamonds in my pot or I'm not going to get anywhere, am I? So I've done black first, but the rest of these are colours of grey. So at least I've got something to reference that isn't white. I think as long as I avoid starting with white, I should be able to see where I've been / where I need to go and make sure that I get them. I think it's definitely a little bit harder to do it with a lot of black and white and trying to get the right places than it is doing it with the one that's lots of colours. Because even though the Pattern Keeper app does fill in with the colour that you've chosen, because they're all so similar, you don't quite know if you've still got the right spot. Whereas, of course, when I'm doing the likes of the tree that may have pink and green, you can quite easily see the difference between pink and green. It'd be a nice different little challenge. Katerina says she enjoyed this video. It's good to see you working on the Heaven and Earth designs. She wants to stitch it. It's so gorgeous, but it'll take a few years. Flipping yeah. I don't think I'd want to stitch it. Oh, I want 414 first. I don't think I'd want to stitch either of these Heaven and Earth designs. When I look at the distance between stitching, I may have been fussy when it came to cross stitch. In fact, I probably was. But my general rule of thumb when I do a cross stitch is if a stitch is more than 3 squares away, then I would want to tuck the thread somewhere. I didn't like to drag it across more than 3 squares, you know, so that the thread would be going around the back. I didn't like to do more than 3. So the amount of dotting about and confetti that there is on the likes of these designs, I could find myself possibly going slightly insane trying to stitch it, especially with the other one with 236 colours. I do think that those that stitch it rather than diamond paint it are pretty amazing. I don't think I've actually seen that design finished though as a stitch. I have seen, say, there is a couple of people that have completed it as a diamond painting. They've been a lot more committed than I've been. A couple of people have done the other one, the Little Dreamer's Tree, but I haven't seen it stitched. It would be quite interesting to see it stitched. I tipped far too many diamonds into this tray. I got one that didn't want to come out. Okay, Ellie T. Oh, she says she got some new diamond paintings from the works a few days ago. A bit of a risk because there wasn't much information on the front of the box. The works aren't known for providing lots of information about stuff. They are partial canvases. So if anybody's seen them, I have seen people saying that they've picked ones up from the works. They are a partial. But if you are trying to get somebody into diamond painting, or maybe you're newly into diamond painting, the works might be a good place to get yourself a couple to give it a go. They also do diamond paintings in Hobbycraft. They tend to do the diamond dots, so they're not the cheapest, but they are nice quality. The range also does diamond paintings if you're in the UK. They do both diamond dots and crystal art, which, even though it sounds as though they'll be crystal diamonds, they're not all. Some of them are, but they're not all. They're also a UK company. Crystal Art are a UK company, as is the range. So there are a couple of places now that you can pick them up. I think there was the odd one in a Lidl as well, I think there was some. Originally it was Northern Ireland, but I think I'm pretty sure I heard that there was some found in UK stores as well. So it's definitely growing. It always takes the UK a while to catch on. Jamie says she loves seeing the Heaven and Earth designed worked on. She kind of likes the zoomed in so that she could see the tablet screen a little bit better, as well as the canvas. Yeah, this one's going to be a bit harder, but let me see if I can move that over. Let's see if I can get a little bit in between the two. Maybe let's try it that way. Let's see if that will work for you to see both and to check I can still work on it as well. Okay, let's see how this goes. I'm also going through batteries quicker than I can charge them at the moment. Teach me to talk so much. Okay, where am I up to? This row. That's why. I'm too far over. So I want to go there, and then up there, and then down here, and then that's those 3. These are very scattered. Then I want to go up here. Oh, that one. It'll get pushed into place properly with the next diamond, but it doesn't want to go straight. So go there, and then down here. And that's all of that square done. This is where it starts getting a little bit tricky, when I can't see the lines to give me the tens as easy. And just trying to make sure that I get a fair chunk of diamonds in before I start crossing things off. I did do that one. Even if I don't tick them as being done, sometimes I do just find, especially when they're scattered like this and they're not in a block, that I do need to at least get them marked so that I've put them down. It's going to take a little bit, I think, for this design to show its true colours, but I think once it starts showing up, it's going to look amazing. And I have got a couple of different shades of this grey in here, and I'm fine with that. I'm more than happy if this has got a couple of different shades of grey, because I think it's going to give me the overall effect that the pattern does anyway. This one seems to be a little bit easier, but just because they are grouped together. Make sure I don't hit any on the next one. I already got that third one there, but then I didn't get that. Hopefully this is zoomed in enough that you can see both. I've not quite found the perfect way to do both yet. Sometimes it depends on where on the painting that I'm working. But we have done 7 colours out of the 15. So we're nearly halfway on the individual colours anyway. Judy says she likes the de-kitting because she can see my spare storage that she's been mimicking the past week. Well, that's good to know. She's downloaded the DMC labels and ordered the boxes from Hobbycraft. Even though she lives in the US, she said Michael's only had plain or ugly boxes and Amazon was too expensive. So she bought it from there. She also got the winter tree as her first square and couldn't do it. She did say it was frustrating with the drills. Yeah, it was, to be fair. She has bought drills to replace it. Oh look, I tipped all them out and there's only like 5 that I need. Yeah, so she has ended up ordering drills to replace the drills on the winter tree. It is a shame. It was a little bit disappointing how on the quality of those, but you win some, you lose some. I've been doing Mr. Quackers recently because I really like the quality of the square drills on that, and I'll be kitting up my Ever Moment custom. That's getting kitted up very soon, so I'll be able to work on that one as well because I know they're a good quality square. Right, let me move these diamonds over here now. I've shuffled everything up. Let's see if they're easier to deal with on this side. Okay, I've checked how many of these I need before tipping them out. So I've only tipped out a few because I only need a few. The only thing I do find about doing this Heaven and Earth designs on a WIP and Chat is I don't get through anywhere near as many questions and answers. I do apologise. I do need to concentrate a little bit more when it comes to this. I'm trying to think if there's a way that I can still do my Heaven and Earth design regular, but maybe I need to do it in a cycle with 3 different pictures. So do my big Heaven and Earth design, do this small heaven and earth design. Then I maybe need to do a non-heaven and earth design painting, whatever that may be, so that I can chat a little bit easier, and then go back to doing the big one. Maybe that's what I'm going to have to do. I'm not sure. We'll see how many questions I end up being sort of behind on. And I say that term loosely, but yeah, I don't want to have to be waiting, or people waiting for the answers to the questions for far too long, because I don't, well, partly because I go off topic all the time like I am doing now, but it is also easier to chat about a topic for a while. I can get more of the painting done. It's not as easy to do that when it's easier to look at the questions and do two things at once when it's not a heaven and earth design. Judy said heaven and earth design could be rolling in money if they fully produce their designs as kits, with all the hassle of figuring out the conversions. Yeah, they possibly could. I mean, in relation to that, you know, they are a cross-stitch company. I think they've done really well with the steps that they've taken. Look at how many different 762s I've got in here. It's a good job I don't care, isn't it? I think they have done really, really well in how they have embraced the fact that diamond painters have, you know, chosen to take their designs and do them as a diamond painting, and that they now produce the canvases, which means I think that opens it up to so many more people that just wouldn't be happy with a blank canvas, but they really want to do some of the images. That's not right. Hang on, what have I done here? Okay, I'm in the wrong place, that's why. I thought I'd put a load of other diamonds down wrong, but no, I'd put that one down wrong. Yeah, I think they've done so well to embrace the fact that diamond painters are wanting to use their cross-stitch patterns by bringing out the canvases. I wouldn't envy a company that's primarily dealt with PDF and paper charts to then have to find not only, you know, they've found somewhere that can do a canvas that they're happy with the quality, but then to also find somewhere where they can get the diamonds that they're happy with as well. I kind of, you know, it's probably uncharted territory for them. It's not what they signed up for. It's not what they wanted. You know, it's not what they went into business to do. But I think they've done really, really well at embracing it. In relation to, you know, how many diamonds and stuff that it is that you need, and that sort of working out, with the sheet that you can get before you even purchase the chart or the heaven and earth design chart, there are many companies now that will do that working out for you. So I know that Smith's Beads, I think in the UK, they're a company that will provide you with the canvas and the drills, or just the drills on some. They do a mixture of the two. And they've already worked out how many of each you'll need. Because I might actually do that for one of mine, just sort of a mini test. Not test. Well, it probably is a test. Sounds a bit of a harsh word, to test a company. But, you know, to experience how easy it is to just say, yeah, this is the chart I've got, give me the diamonds. I think there's somebody that does it in the US as well. It's the name Brandy Cooper that springs to mind. I'm not sure exactly what it is she does, Heaven and Earth design wise. And I'm pretty sure that Evermoment have started doing diamonds for them, for the canvases as well now. I've got a feeling that you can send them, again, the free one, not the one that you've purchased. No company should be asking you for the chart that you've purchased. That shouldn't be sent anywhere, but the PDF that's on the website that tells you how many stitches and stuff. I'm not sure if Evermoment want you to do the working out or whether they'll do it themselves. But there is a Excel document on the Facebook group. Forum's the old word for that. On the Facebook group for Heaven and Earth Designs with diamond painting, somebody has done an Excel workbook where you can just type in how many stitches, and I think it tells you how many packets that you need. But yeah, it isn't as easy as just ordering a painting, that's for sure. But I think it's getting easier. It's definitely getting easier to do one than it used to be. And I'm hoping that that means that more people, you know, may want to embrace that little bit of a challenge with the Heaven and Earth designs. You know, and they'll just think, I can do this, and go for it. Okay, 3702. Again, I have 2 or 3 different colours in this one as well. It's all looking good. Joanne Fleming says she thinks she's the second person to finish Little Dreamer's Tree. She finished it during the June Waffle. Yes, you are, Joanne. I did know I'd seen it recently. As I've said countless times, I am rubbish with names. Plus, I'm always wary that, you know, whether people want their name mentioning on the internet or not. I've also got to think about that. But yeah, I am rubbish with names. Yes, it will have been yours, Joanne. She sealed hers as she went with the Craft Buddy sealer, which is what I use. And she left it to dry overnight before she rolled it. It took her 6 months, but she only worked on that. So she didn't work on anything else during those 6 months. That's still pretty good timing, that, Joanne. She said she wanted to thank me because without you doing this Heaven and Earth design, she'd never have been brave enough to tackle it. And it gave her something to focus on during shielding. She says, you're the absolute favourite channel, and I wish you and your family all the best with your new business. Oh, thank you. That is a proper shielding project, isn't it? I know I've been shielding as well. However, I've worked from home the whole time. That's the only thing. You can still work even if you're shielding, in my job anyway. But I know when a lot of, you know, furlough went on and you know, people were unfortunately, you know, some of them put on furlough with not much money. There was all this, you know, talk of everybody getting things done around the house that they hadn't got time for. I must admit, there's a little bit of jealousy on my part of that because, you know, I kept thinking, oh, there's loads I could do. But then I have also seen the likes of things where people said, oh, if I could just have a few weeks off, I'd get my house tidy. You know, in 2019, beginning of 2020. And then when it comes to 2021, they're like, nah, that wasn't the problem. Nah, it was just pure laziness that made it not happen. And that's my fear, I think. If I end up having time off, thinking that I was going to tackle projects around the house, I'd probably just sit and diamond paint. So at least, Joanne, you've managed to do both. So you've managed to sit and diamond paint, but you've also managed to achieve something amazing, which is finishing the Heaven and Earth designs. And when I looked at Joanne's images for the big one, for the big Heaven and Earth designs, I looked at her images of stuff and I was thinking, oh, I'm all the way sort of down there, that's not bad. And then I realised that I was looking in the wrong place, and I was actually quite a bit further up than what I'd initially thought. And I was like, oh, okay, maybe I have got a fair amount still to go. So there's a lot of whips and chats in our future. Tess, oh hi Tess, haven't seen you for a bit. She says she's still doing the Heaven and Earth design painting. She took a break for other craft projects, but she's back at it right behind me. She's just completed the window. She says she enjoys this more than her other diamond paintings, but it's a bit difficult to have out. And that, of course, is talking about the other Heaven and Earth designs that I did last week, the bigger one. And yeah, I agree. I mean, even this one, I think it's the having the tablet out with the painting that is my biggest struggle, because I'm more than happy to work on a big diamond painting on my easel. Got no problem with that at all. I roll it round pipe lagging and I make it work. It is the where to balance the tablet so that I can still see what I need to see and have access to what I need to access that I struggle with more than anything. And that is a lot easier to do in this craft room. But of an evening, I don't want to be stood or sat in this craft room. I'd much rather be sat on the couch. But if I keep plodding on with my Heaven and Earth designs once a week in a whip and chat, they will still be getting done and I will still be able to enjoy doing other paintings. And it will give me kitting up and kitting down videos, because if I just concentrated on this, I'd probably run out of channel content quite quick. Be whip and chat central. Pebbles says she always jokes that if she uses the wrong colour, then it's her copyright. I like that. I like that. It's a way of copyrighting her, showing it's her work. She enjoyed seeing me working on the Heaven and Earth design again. She started a little corner of her one, but it was just a tester while she waited for the rest of the drills to arrive. So she's currently wading through the kitting up the rest, she says, and it makes her impatient to get back to the actual painting. Oh, I'm kind of sorry, not sorry, if I've made you impatient. It is fun to do. It is fun to do. And the kitting up is absolutely manic when it comes to the likes of a Heaven and Earth design. Even the canvas ones that I've got, I think I'm going to have to look for, because there's more storage available now. So when I got the little Dreamer's Tree, the biggest sort of tub I could find was a 60 case. So I actually indulged in 4 of them so that I would have enough to hold all 239 colours. But I think I'm gonna, with my canvas, I mean 2 of them are Megan's and 1 of them's mine. I am kind of liking the idea of starting the canvas soon. I know, it's bad. I've got so many different projects on the go, I should rein some in. But my kind of excuse, I've missed a symbol there, and I don't know which one it was. I'll have to go look in a minute. Yeah, I'm kind of excited to try the canvas. I think mine might have too many colours though to make it work, because I did wonder whether to do 3 Heaven and Earth designs on a rotation. I think there's something gone wrong here as well. No, I'm looking at the wrong place. Okay, so that's right. That one is definitely wrong though. I've filled in that I've done it and I've not. Okay, but for this part I was too further over. This is what makes this one actually trickier than my other. Is I just know there should have been a greyish colour. Which grey? Couldn't tell you. Okay, that goes in there. And then up to the top. That goes there. And that one there. Okay, so if I go to the search bar and click on that one, it will tell me what symbol it is. So that should have been 762. So I'm going to put that one in there. And it is different to the one next to it, so that's good. Okay, back on track, I think. And now I get to off-white and then white. So this is even more fun, but at least I'm only dealing with 2 colours now. Brianne says, hi, long time lurker here. Hello, Brianne. She says, love your videos and laughed out loud when you talked about overdosing on kit downs, as she binged a bunch of them when she found my channel. Awesome. She says she also may have a tip of something I can try when using the glue dots. So what she does is she actually has 2 ends on her pen, one with a glue dot in and one without, and uses the one without to move stuff about. That's pretty good. That's pretty good. Sorry, I got waylaid then a little bit of a break for house stuff. Oh, so what else was I on? Brainy says, Bryony? Sorry, Bryony. That'll be the way it's said. Oh, how much of a mash did I make of your name then? I do apologise. Yeah, she says she binge watched all the kitting downs. Yeah, the kitting downs are an extremely popular video. There is so there was one yesterday as you're watching this. I'm trying to think what I've filmed and what I've been getting ready. So yeah, there is a kitting down that you would have all seen yesterday. There is another one. Oh, I'm on the wrong symbol. There is another one coming this next week as well. And then I do still have one more kitting down to do before I'm up to date. I just don't think I've got it in me to kit down a third one today, but it will be coming in next week's videos. One in next week's and one in the week after, I think. Spread them out a little bit. Okay, Brianna said more, but I just need to mark off where I've just done before I forget. Oh, that was the tips in relation to the pen. See, I've now remembered where I was before I left the room for a short while. Freycat said it's nice to see the Heaven and Earth design project again. She's working on her first one in cross stitch and she thinks it would have been easier as a diamond painting. I agree, wholeheartedly agree that a Heaven and Earth design is easier to do as a diamond painting than it is as a cross stitch. You are very brave doing it as a cross stitch, in my opinion. But go for it, you can do it. She said she was going to mention it during the June WIP Chat, that her cats are fascinated apparently with my voice. That is a new one for me. She says when she plays my videos, they stop and tip their heads and watch the screen. And it doesn't even happen with special cat videos. So I'm to know that her cats are giving me a thumb or a tails up. Absolutely amazing. I wonder if I get away with putting that in my CV. I kind of feel like I should be able to put that in my CV. That's awesome. That is absolutely awesome. Oh, excuse me. Sneezes are happening. Okay, let me just concentrate on a little bit of this section. I do have a couple of different shades of this colour of 3865. One of them I do think is completely wrong, but I'm trying to use that one in places more where the colour is on its own and not surrounded by the pure white, which will be the next symbol I do, and hopefully the easiest. So I want to put that one up there because next to it is a black one when I do my next section. And then we'll put one in there and put the lighter one in here. Scatter them about. I'll get them used, because I still think the painting is going to come out looking how it's supposed to. We'll also put one in there, but then I'm going to use the lighter whites for this section, because I think this is more the true colour that it's supposed to be. I'm actually quite surprised how different this is. Especially when it comes to a white, I think you notice it even more so than you do with other colours. So that's those done. Did I do that top one? Nope. So that one, and then that one there. And then these are going to be next to white, so I'm doing the lighter colour that it should be. And hopefully this scattering will make it all work. We can but hope. So let's concentrate on these. I do like the idea of having a single placer on both ends, one with wax and one without, one for moving diamonds about. I know I do that with the pen that had the wax tip that I used in the June Waffle, where you can't use the end of the pen to push the AB diamonds about because it just doesn't work at all. I know I use them the other way. Okay, so I also didn't mark those off. Okay, so that is my very bad 3865s done. I think I've got a lot of spares of those as well, so maybe I need to look for a more uniform colour for those, because I've got a mixture of yellow and white. But then 5200s for white. I've got a lot of that. So I don't have to pay as much attention, but I am still going to sort of check. In fact, I might just do a quick check of the section first, that there's nothing. So there's nothing in this grid here that looks as though I've missed another colour. So I'm going to have a run through. Margaret says if you don't have time for doing the Heaven and Earth Design WIP Chat, if I don't have the time every week for doing 6 squares of the big one, maybe I should just do 4, so a grid of 4, and see how that goes. and then I could still do it each week. That is a good... She said you still make progress, and when life's not so busy, you could potentially go back to doing 6 squares. Yeah, I mean, the thing that makes me do 6 more than anything is not because it's a nice amount to do. I think I'm going into the next section here. It's not because it's you know, a really nice amount to do. It's because that's what fits in my tablet screen. That's what fits in the screen nicely without me getting distracted by all the squares around it. I'm just moving my chair away because I need to stand up again. Yeah, and I think that's the reason that I do a 6. I could potentially do a 4 instead, or maybe do 1 long row of 3 maybe. I don't know, I'll have to think about it. I like the idea of mixing the WIP and chats up. I'll have to see how long this WIP and chat ends up being when I'm done, compared to working on the other Heaven and Earth design, because of course this one has only 15 colours, so I'm not tipping colours out of the pots anywhere near as easy. So maybe I'll have to see how this goes, and maybe I bring in, you know, another canvas of some sort that I do as a WIP and chat that maybe I could do as a shorter one, so that I don't feel as though I'm doing it all the time. Don't feel as though it's long WIP and chats all the time. I'll have to have a think, but no, that's a good idea. Diana says, hey, yay, Heaven and Earth design WIP and Waffle. I know, they've been a long time coming, haven't they? She says, love the mint tray. She says she's not sure if it's a tablet, but she can't get the colour strip to show up like I can on the app. So that she can then highlight. Okay, so on my thing I have this strip down the side that tells me all the colours in here, which means that I can just highlight what I've done, for example, but then I can just click on another one to pick another colour, and I don't have to change what I'm looking at and what I'm doing. So the strip down the side, I think, only shows up if your tablet is landscape rather than portrait. So it does need to be landscape for you to be able to see that. Let me mark off these, and I'll have a little mess before we finish off the rest of the white. Oh, helps if I highlight that one. Okay, so it does need to be landscape. I think if it's portrait, oh no, it does still show up on portrait. Okay, ignore that. But there is an arrow here. So at the minute it's showing me the colour that I have, but I have to tap that arrow to see the full line. So maybe you need to tap that arrow and pull out the full colour list rather than just being told the top list. Because if I did it that way, I could have a bigger section on my screen and still be readable. But I prefer to have that column because I find it a lot easier, because I am constantly forgetting which of these top buttons I've pressed. So give that a go and see if that works for you. And hopefully that will allow you to go great guns with your Heaven and Earth design as well, because they are fun to do. She's using a Samsung Galaxy. Jeanette says she prefers more zoomed out when I'm working on the Heaven and Earth designs, but on every other canvas she does prefer zoomed in. Yeah, and I appreciate that. On the Heaven and Earth designs, you sort of need to understand the tablet and stuff as well to sort of get the correlation between the two. Unless, of course, you're not looking at the screen anyway because you're diamond painting. But you do sort of need that correlation between them. Whereas with a normal WIP and Chat, of course, you can see what symbol somebody's going for. So there's a little bit more interest on the screen. So I think I'm going to try doing a mixture of the more zoomed out like I was at the beginning, but then trying to focus in a little bit more so that you can see the tablet as much as you can see the canvas. And it depends what section I'm working on as to how easy I can get that to be. But I'll try my bestest to get it to work. I am enjoying putting all these whites in at the end though. So much easier to just go through filling the gaps. Every now and then I just do a quick little reference check just to check that they are supposed to be whites and that I've not missed something out. And I'm sure I'll notice even more and more as I get to do more of the picture. I hope people are loving the tips and tricks as well, which is good. Laura said thank you for the waffle. She finished off the painting while listening. She says, and what do you use to draw the lines on the canvas? So on my big Heaven and Earth design, which is of course where these questions have come from, they weren't marked into grids of 10. So I had to mark my own grids. And I'm still thinking about whether to do it with this one so that I can see things clearer. But there is a lot more white in this picture as well, so I don't want a lot of it showing through. I don't know how much of it would actually show through because these diamonds do go quite close together. But I wouldn't want a load of gaps and that dark colour showing through in those gaps. But I use a permanent marker pen. I'm going to grab it now. I'm just trying to make sure that all those diamonds are squooshed over. Oh, section's finished. Where's the pen? It's in here somewhere. There it is. So it's an Edding 8404. It's down as an aerospace marker. I don't know whether it actually has that in the description, but it's 0.75 mil. And that's a permanent pen. It does say to store it horizontal, so I tend to just leave it lay down. It's actually the same brand that I use the paint type pen to write on cover sheets and put numbers on cover sheets so I can actually see what they are. So now I'm just highlighting all my squares. Can I come off that? There we go. So that is on the tablet what we've done today. Looks like nada. There is a little bit of a hint. You can sort of see what the picture's becoming from a distance. But I think it's going to take a little bit until we see it fully. But it's getting there. I think I've put far too many diamonds in my tray again. And when I say far too many diamonds, it's because they don't all fit in the little space here. But it is only 15 colours, this one, so it is a little bit more of a compact. I am wondering how far over the actual painting's going to go. But for now, it's working. So yeah, we'll see how many questions I've managed to catch up with. If you haven't had a response to your WIP and Chat question, do hold fire. It may well come in the next one. I'm not sure whether it's going to be back on Heaven and Earth Design next week or whether I am going to slip in a different type of diamond painting. I guess I'll make that decision next week more than likely. But thank you so much for watching this while I did my mini heaven and earth design project. Yeah, let's all take on more projects that we can do, just because why not, it's fun. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll speak to you all again soon.